Happy springtime, everybody. My name is Julie Sevi. I write the Analytics Corner blog that focuses on data engineering with Alteryx and Spotfire. Thanks for tuning in today to learn how to use listbox multi-selects in Spotfire Text Areas. 3 weeks ago, I started this series on learning how to use property controls beginning with drop-down menus. Then we hit list boxes, and today we'll use the listbox multi-select. Today, I'm going to show you how to create and attach a listbox multi-select property to a bar chart visualization. And as you can see on the screen, I've already created a list box, and then we're going to add another listbox multi-select. And we're actually going to connect both of these property controls to the visualization so that your user has the ability to choose the aggregation and the columns that appear on the y-axis. So this is super simple. It's a two-step process, and the first step in the process is to create the property control. So let's go in, and I'm going to add some text and some HTML so that this is easy to understand for the user. And the P tags or paragraph tags just make it so that everything that I put within that tag is on its own line. And then we're going to click on the Insert Property Control button, and I'm going to select Listbox Multi-Select. I'm going to go ahead and click on the New button to create a new document property. We're going to call this Listbox Multi-Me, because you can see I've already done a few of these in here, and I've kind of already used my standard naming. So Listbox Multi-Me it is. I'm going to click OK. Our Listbox Multi-Select property is going to have the set property value through column selection, because we want your users to be able to choose which columns of data they want on the visualization. But because we don't want all of the columns, we're going to click Select Columns and create a corresponding column property. Note, here we're creating a document property, and in this dialog we're creating a column property. They're similar but different. And so I'm just going to call this options 1, and your data type is going to be Boolean, and in this case I'm going to make the default value false. The only options here are true and false, and if you go to the blog post, the written version of the blog post, I link to an article that explains the difference between true and false. So if that's something you want to learn more about, go check out that link. I will click OK, and then I'm just going to take the 3 columns that I want available to my users and move them from left to right. I'll click OK again. My dialog updates. I'm good. I'll click OK one last time, and then I will close my text area. So step 1 is complete. We have created our property control. Now we need to attach the property controls to the y-axis of the visualization through a custom expression. So I'm just going to right-click on the y-axis selector and choose custom expression. I'm going to remove the default expression, and I'm going to go find my listbox multi-me property, and I'll click Insert Properties. And you'll see that with this, Spotfire has, because it is a listbox multi-select, Spotfire knows that you're going to need some additional syntax, and so when you click Insert Properties, it does that for you. You're going to need to use the escape function and the map function. What the escape function is doing is it's putting square brackets around the string being read from your property control. So right now my property control has GasProd selected, and the literal translation of this part of the syntax is this. And it makes it so that Spotfire reads it like a column name. And then you see that sum is in front of it, as is an open parenthesis and then a closed parenthesis. And so if I don't change anything, this is what gets read out of this part of the syntax. The map function is specifically used with listbox multi-selects, and essentially it creates a template for the expression. So to explain, if you just had one column of data, this would be your expression. If you selected multiple columns of data, Spotfire would throw a comma in there, and this would be the expression. And so through the map function, we are giving it the base expression, and then we're creating, Spotfire calls it a template. We're creating a template, but basically you're just telling it for every value chosen from your property control, separate each combination of this with a comma. And so the literal translation of this syntax is this, and it will update for the different selections that you make in the property control. So it seems a little complicated at first, but it's actually very simple. And the only change that we're going to make is we're going to delete some because we don't want some. We actually want to use this property control right here, which is called listbox example. So I'll insert that, and you can see it just puts in $squiggly and property control name. So I'll click OK. And I've already set up multiple scales on this particular visualization. But if I go ahead and change my aggregation method, you'll see that it updates. Don't worry about the fact that this says none. It's just because I only have one chosen and it's over here. But if I start making multiple selections, it still works just fine. And that is how you use listbox multi-select property controls in Spotfire. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the content today, please hit that subscribe button and share this video on social media, especially LinkedIn. Thank you.